Hi there, I just wanted to share with you my newest resource. It's called Build-A-Snowman, and this particular version comes in G, and you're able to target G in all positions. And it is an activity set, so it includes a book that you need to assemble that once you laminate and attach Velcro, it'll allow your students to build a snowman and add on the hat and the scarf and the shoes and the buttons and the mittens. And there's a lot of language opportunities and a lot of ways to practice talking about size and different patterns, and it's a lot of fun. So anyways, let's get to it. So here I have included just a little preview. You can see I have two versions, and one is in low color, so the actual target sounds are in black and white on the left, so that you can use this with dot paint or crayons, I guess, if you want to photocopy it and send it for homework. You can print out in grayscale. On the right is the color version, and I recommend you laminate both of these. The color version, you can cover it up with some magnetic chips or some foam squares, and you can either cover it up or you can have students uncover it. Either way is very reinforcing, so it's up to you. So here's a closer look at the black and white version. And you'll see some of the target words I've repeated, so some of them I put duplicates. So I have one goat, and then you'll see towards the bottom of the page there's 3 goats. So this is an initial G, and I'm allowing for opportunities to target that plural S ending. So even though it's the same picture, you have a different language opportunity, different thing to talk about once you're investigating those pictures with your students. Now down at the bottom of this mat, I have all the vocabulary labeled for you in case you have any questions, and the instructions of this game are to the right. So it says, can you dress a snowman? Say every word in each column, then go to that clothing item in the book that you're going to make, and then the student gets to put that onto their snowman. Now another way you can do this, if you do not have the time to laminate the book and create it, you can just have your students draw the snowman. So once they've completed all 4 words in the column, so for example shoes, they need to say goat, golf, gate, goal, and then they can go ahead and go find shoes or go draw shoes and put it on their snowman. So you can also pair this with a die that I'll show you later on, and the die will help you randomly select which word or which column to choose a word from. So here's the color version. It's exactly the same. And here's the medial, G medial. So that's the same setup as well. And then G final, I will note that I did have to do a lot of repeats because I had limited clip art on the G final position, but I tried to make it interesting for you to talk about. So you'll see on the top right corner in the hats column, I have a dog who's sitting on top of a log, and then on the button column at the very bottom is the dog behind the log. And then I have a rug that's big and small, a mug that's big and small, and a tag that's big and small. So even though they are kind of repetitive images in this one mat, they do have different concepts that you can talk about as you are going through it. So here's the color version, and here are the, here's the dice, the 2 dice that I was talking about earlier. And one of them is blank, so your students can actually draw their own pictures on there. And then the blank board, you can use that with any sound you might be targeting, or any deck of cards, or any language task you're doing. You can use this sheet to reinforce the activity and let your students build a snowman as well. So here's the blank board, and here are the dice. And then I've given you a couple options for making your book. So everything's numbered in the order that you should put it together. And I provided you with 2 pre-made faces. So here they are, and you notice they come with gloves. So this will be your ending page, your base page. So you'll notice it's number 5. And here's another option you have for the snowman to choose from. Here are the shoes. So you would cut this number 4 column out and attach it to this book right here on the left-hand side. And then you would cut out the items on the right, like the shoes and the gloves. You're going to cut those out, and you're going to attach Velcro to the backs of those. And then on the left, where you see pick some shoes and those 4 rows, those are going to be where you attach those matching pieces. So same thing with the buttons, and then the scarves and the hats. And then I've also given you another option for your students who might really want to attach faces and eyes and everything. So I have not made the faces for these snowmen. And this is also a good opportunity for you just to be really low prep, and you can give them a dry erase marker. They can draw on those spaces if you don't want to do Velcro. So here's the shoes, same accessories, same buttons, same scarves, same hats, and here are the mouths. And the nose comes in three different colors and two different sizes. I'm sorry, three different sizes. And then here are your different eye options. And at the end, I've made some recommendations for you. So if you really end up loving this game, the games to the right are 4 games that have a very similar setup and are actually really popular with my students and in my store, so I highly recommend them. Well, I hope you enjoyed this resource, and if you didn't need it in this sound, this was G. It also comes in some of those later developing sounds like L and S and R, including the vocalic R, and then also K too. So check it out and let me know how you enjoy this resource. Thanks so much.